Hi Luke, it's Mrs. Olson. I thought I would make this video message to provide feedback for the World War I assessment. Okay, so you have chosen this propaganda poster which says, "Save the wheat and help the fleet eat less bread." All right, so this is a great one to choose, first of all. But I want to turn your attention to the origins of the poster. Okay, so all I did was type in this phrase into Google and it helped me find it. And this poster is actually British in origin. Okay, so it tells you who the creator was, who published it, what year, and then of course that it is from the UK or Great Britain. All right, so what we've got on yours is information about what happened with the Russian Revolution, which is good information for World War I, but not necessarily for this poster. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is to take all of this and delete it, unfortunately. How do you start? I always think it is a good idea to describe all of the details that you see in the art form, whether that's a political cartoon or a propaganda poster or a photograph, okay? So you might start out seeing something like, in this poster, I see text that says, "Save the wheat and help the fleet eat less bread." There is a battleship in the background and a big loaf of bread that takes center stage in the poster. Something to that effect. Okay, so what does that do? It helps you to get started with how to talk about or describe how the poster is representative of a World War I event or concept. All right, so it could be the US entering the war. Now, you're going to say, well, that's confusing because Mrs. Olson, you just told me that this is British in origin. That is true. It is British in origin, but you could talk about it being representative of the US entering the war, and I'll get to that in just a second. It could simply be that all sides used propaganda, so you could go into a discussion about how this is a propaganda poster used by the British, okay? Now, where can you find the vocabulary terms to apply to this poster? Well, I think one of the easiest lessons to refer to is this one, the United States entering the war. So there's 2 videos that are in there. And within that video, you are going to see this term. Unrestricted submarine warfare. So the Germans were using unrestricted submarine warfare against the British and actually the French as well, which is one piece that you can connect to the ship that's in the background. So the Germans were using this to shoot down merchant ships, submarines that were out there in the Atlantic, and so the French and the British were losing a lot of their ships due to unrestricted submarine warfare, which was one of the reasons why the United States got involved in the war. Okay, the other one that you could probably use is trench warfare. There's a few lessons on trench warfare, which I probably don't have to help you find, but they are, So life in a trench is going to have some stuff. Of course, the technology features trench warfare. All of these battles feature trench warfare. So as you know, the British, as did all sides, they lost a lot of men fighting in the war. So that can connect to people in Britain having to eat less food, eat less bread to help their soldiers out on the battlefield. Okay, so with that, I hope that explains where to go with the analysis of this poster. Once again, unrestricted submarine warfare, trench warfare, even propaganda you could use as a vocabulary term. I think it's a great idea to always start with the definition, and then you can explain how that definition relates to the details in the poster. All right, I hope this helps. Write me back in the Canvas inbox if you have any questions. Bye.